Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. And today in this episode what I think we'll be doing is we're going to go and around the grille here and the lights. In the last episode we made some good edgeway into the details of the front bumper here, all the aerodynamics, which is cool. So what we're going to do is we'll work up towards this quite iconic grille. It's going to be a case of currently we're looking at this bumper, don't really see too much in it. But when we start to get that grille shape and the shape of these headlights here, it's going to look pretty good. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start up here now. What I'm tempted to do is I'm tempted to start a fresh section up here. I'm going to do this here with just a cylinder. And what we'll do with this is we'll take the subdivision accesses all the way down, something like 6 should work. That should be fine. And what we're going to want to do with this is we are going to use this to create the badge. So let's just take the size down here and just get this rotated until it's roughly in position. Now we want to make sure we get that badge inside here, but obviously a lot of these cars, including this one, the badge is looks like it's embossed inside, so let's get this aligned up here. So that looks okay. So is it just me, or is my... So it looks like my blueprint here isn't actually sitting central. So I'm just going to pull this into the middle here. That's better. Okay, so I want to be sat somewhere like this, and we can get the lower segments here deleted. Okay, so we'll go with that. That looks okay. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to grab the edges of these, and we can move this now forward, and then we can bring it down. Okay. Kind of looks like I want the whole thing to sit a little bit higher. So we'll go for that. We'll try and get a nice medium inside. What we can do is we can grab these, hit Control E, and take these all the way down here, should we wish to. Something like that. And then at this point here we're going to hit Control E and off this edge here, which is going to give us the rest of that shape. Pull these all the way down here and merge those together. I'll bring this all the way down here as well. Okay. Okay, so we use the top view here to get all of these sitting nicely. Okay, that's looking okay. So let's just get now it looks like there's an extra line which isn't on the side view here. It's only on the actual top and the front here. Okay. You can also grab one here, hit Control E, pull this down. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line using a cut tool to the top and the bottom here, which is going to allow me to remove this side of it. What we can maybe do here as well is just maintain a bit of curvature with that. Okay. Okay, so let's just make sure we're sitting nicely here. This point down here. Okay, so what we'll eventually do is we'll add some more geometry in here as well. So let's just grab this point and hit Control E. We're just going to bring that all the way down here. And for now, we're going to insert an edge loop down and around here. Let's actually see. Yeah, that looks good. So it's at that point of the curve there. And from adding that in, what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to make sure we're maintaining some curve there. Looks good. And with these here, I'm going to hit V. I'm going to snap those just to those points for now. Okay. So it looks like in this side view that we're quite a way off. So we'll get those pulled out, like so. Okay. It looks like maybe we want to be a little bit higher here. Okay, it's looking okay. Just got that bit inside there. Now, what we're going to want to do with this is we're going to want to add some edge loops. What we'll do, I think we'll go for 3. So we'll drop one here. Get a bit more curve to it. And we'll drop one here. A little bit more curve again. And then we'll drop one down here. Again, for the curve, but we'll also do it so that we can pull in here as well. Okay. Just going to duplicate this so I can see how we're sitting just now, which isn't too bad. with that. And then what we'll do is up here, we're going to insert an edge loop. I'm going to drop one here because we want it to match that line. Now, firstly, we can see that it's all come jaggy here, which we don't actually want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside my tool here, and I'm going to go to the component view inside my tool settings for this move. In doing this, it's going to allow me to hopefully pull these points into a straight line without affecting the overall shape that we've achieved with them. So hopefully that's going to be maintained, and then we'll go back to the world for that. So you can see we've still got that main shape, but we've managed to keep this straight rather than working with that jaggy section there, which is good. That's going to allow us here to pull this up as well. And then we'll want to make sure we're still maintaining the said curve there. Okay. And now when we insert an edge loop, it means it's going to give us an edge here that isn't as jaggy as it was because it's going between these two lines here. I'm going to do the same again. We're just going to grab all of these, I'm going to pull them up. Just to help us maintain a better edge there. Again, I'm checking the actual view here just so we can see, make sure that we're hitting the mark on the top view as well as all the other views here. Something like that. Okay. So we'll check. Let's make sure we're maintaining visual curvature to all of these sections. Because again, the more of these jaggy edges we have, the worse it'll look when it actually comes to smoothing, and the ultimate aim obviously is to make sure the model here is nice and smooth. Okay. So we do have a line, and this line kind of cuts across the top of the light, and then the bonnet section here just kind of comes off of that. So we're going to want to maybe maintain a lot of these points to actually come down and around. So what we maybe do is we'll maybe get these points here, extrude, and these are going to maybe come down. So maybe drop. Actually, what we'll do is we'll grab all of these lines here, all these edges. I'm going to hit Ctrl E. I'm going to pull all of them down to this point. And what this will help us do is this will help us bring the curve here, but it'll also help us kind of form the shape of this light. So we'll drop that down to something like that, and these down here. And it'll be a case of this is going to help form this corner. It's also going to help us form that shape, which is going to run around up here. But it's also now going to help us form this shape because we're going to be able to bring these two down towards the bottom. Now in doing so, let's just make sure these are going to sit where they need to. good. Maybe get this over here. Okay. And then we'll grab these two, here and here. Hit Control E. Maybe bring these down so they're just as low as the edge of the light here. We'll get these into position around here. Or maybe could add in mesh in between there to help with both of the curvatures. What I want to do is make sure that we're in out here. So it looks like I'm actually going to want to take these in like so. We want these to drop back. Okay, it's not looking too bad just now. Maybe pull that one in. Something like that. So you can see now that we're starting to get this shape here, and what this shape is doing for us is it is showing us exactly, well, almost exactly what it is we're aiming to build here. So I'm just going to duplicate that again so we can now really start to see that BMW, those nostrils coming through, which is making this bumper look actually quite like the bumper it should, which is awesome. What we'll maybe want to do here now is we're going to need to get some edges along the bottom here. So we'll grab our edge loop, or maybe just drop the one here. And again, that's going to allow us to get a little bit more curvature down this section. And it's also going to allow us to get a little bit more curvature through the front as well. Down and around there, which is fine. So, what I think we'll do is we'll maybe bring this up here and then join that line, because it does look like it's kind of the route that it follows. So do something like that. That will allow us here to grab these 2 points and hit Control E to extrude. And because we know that these points here are in roughly the correct spot, we're just going to hold V and we're just going to snap to them. We can't merge them yet because they're not part of the same element. But what this is also going to allow us to do is let's just check our top view here. Okay, that looks okay. So what this should allow us to do then is to extrude each of these edges. I'm going to hit Control E, pull these up. I'm going to be able to merge up here. We're going to use this edge to follow the headlight around here, like so. And then we can merge around here. Okay, so we'll use these edges here. And we'll maybe want to insert another edge loop there. Which can add a bit of curve too. That looks fine. And this can help us bring the headlight down as well. And using our side view here, we'll be able to pull these where we want them to go, like so. Maybe check the top view too, so we can see that it needs to come a little bit further in. want to be on the exterior edge here, so we actually want to be a bit further out there. Okay, so what that's going to give us is that's going to give us what starts to be a bit of a crease here, maybe like so. Maybe make it a little bit more of a crease. What starts to be a crease then becomes quite soft as it gets further out towards these lines here. Okay, so we can see there that's really starting to take some shape now, which is pretty good. So again, I'm just going to quickly delete these. We will get an instance in here soon. So that's looking good. It looks like we're going to have some space, some good space there where we can extrude in for the badge, and then we can add an actual badge on the top, which is good. Okay, so the whole of this here is looking pretty good, pretty happy with what we've got. Now, what we can maybe do is have a think about extruding up and along the bonnet here. So again, before we explained how to stay on one side of the lines here. Now the bonnet does have some creases in. Let's get a good shot of the bonnet here. So it does have some creases in, very subtle, nothing like the M3 or the M4. It appears that we have this block here, which is going to go all the way up and curve around. So I think what we'll do is we'll do this edge first. So we'll grab this, we'll just hit Control E. Yeah, we'll actually just grab most of them. Now maybe we'll grab these two and then we can start forming that shape, and then we can have the intersections meet afterwards. So we'll grab this, we'll take it all the way up here. Now I'm just going to go to this section. Now it doesn't appear. Now what actually appears is this section is where the curve actually, this actual crease here starts to actually blend away. So it doesn't really actually curve up around there, or at least it doesn't seem like it does to me. So I'll grab this, move it over here, we'll make a bit more space in between these as we go. So maybe do something like that. And we'll take all these points, go into our side view. We're just going to make sure we're going to be going as high as we need to. Just pull those up. Okay, so we're looking really good down this front side now. It does actually look like maybe what we actually want to do here is we want to come in. And we want all of this to be actually a little bit further out. Okay. So with our bonnet here, we're going to need to be a little bit careful, because we don't want to end up adding a whole load of lines in here and then having too many to handle when it comes to the arch, because what happens is all the geometry that goes across the hood here, across the bonnet, will eventually have to merge to the majority of this section. So what we'll do for now is we'll just be fairly liberal with it. We'll go one here, drop an edge loop in around there, just so we're going to get the shape to this here. We'll grab another one and we'll maybe just drop around here and pull that up there. I think that might be all we'll need for now. We can see that we've managed to get the curvature, and in dropping these sections it's going to allow us to work on the curve of the bonnet there as well. Okay, it's looking good. I think what we'll do here is we'll start to think about extruding up from this light. So if I go back to my references at the front, so again, like I said before, I can't really see where that additional line on the side here is. I can't don't believe it's going to be anything significant. So what I'm going to do with all of these is I'm just going to hit Control E. I'll just pull out on the green for now. And what we're going to want to do with these is I'm going to bring these points around to meet. So we're going to want to bring all these in like so. Okay. So I'm just going to merge this point here. This point, what I kind of want to do is we'll want all of this just to feed around quite nicely. But we will want to make sure that we are staying in line with the archway there in our side view. And then what I'm going to do with all of these, because all of these aren't going to go quite as far in as the front, it's going to go a little bit because of the track of the car protruding the rest of the body, but we'll maybe just pull those in so that they're in line. And it's going to be a case that the closer we get to the skirt at the bottom here, the more of this car is actually coming to meet it. Like so. So we can start to see now that we're getting some chunky flares inside there. What I'm maybe going to do is bring this up to here, and maybe bring these out a little bit further, because this line now can start to play towards this section. Here we can start to help make the curve. This can go out here, this can go over here, and so on. So that's fine. So we're planning some geometry in there. So that means we'll grab these top two, well top three should I say. We'll pull them out on the world this time. We'll make sure they're following the curve of the arch, so we can see that we're coming up here. This edge, or this vertices, we'll grab and we'll merge those together. Like so. Okay. So we'll maybe start to think about taking that one over there. Oh no, maybe what we'll do is take all of these three up to this point and then we can extrude off there, so that's what we'll do for that. That'll be fine. We'll make sure we're just still maintaining that bend, which is good. So now what we could do is we could maybe grab each of these edges here, just make sure we're going in a nice curve. We could grab, oh, it's just going to let me select. Grab our edges here. I'm going to extrude these, and I'm going to take them up to the bonnet line here, and then we can just take it in to the line. So it looks like, let's see if I can see with this line. Okay, so it looks like we've got a body crease that goes down here, and then this here is the actual line of the bonnet. So we'll go to this crease, and we'll maybe just drop right in the middle of this crease. Okay. And then we'll maybe sit just under the line of the bonnet. Like so. Okay, that looks okay actually, because all of that's actually the door crease there, so we can move further out there afterwards, so that's fine. Okay. Gonna need to fill in this area here. We could theoretically bring that down maybe bring that over here. This one can go up here. And these down here. Like so. We'll get those back in line. I think what we'll want to do as well is we're going to want to have another edge loop going down here. It's going to allow us to go around the mirror there. It's also going to allow us to get more curvature up and around here. I'm going to want all of these to be in a nice curve. We don't want any angles again as we go up and around here. So that's looking pretty good. We've got a fairly soft edge up here. I'll maybe grab these edges now. Hit Control E and bring these into the actual hood line itself. We'll take it up as well. So drop that there. So, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take them both up a little bit more, because the hood line looks like after that crease that it's not necessarily much higher than it as such, it's just kind of following the same trajectory as such. Okay, so looking quite good up and around there. Let's grab both of these and flip them too. Okay, so we can see that there, that we're looking pretty good. We've got some good shape to the car. We can also see that we've got some elements done around this side there. In the next episode we'll maybe think about bridging this gap between the two, and then maybe working our way up to the roof and stuff. Okay? Alright guys, cool.